Welcome, Taurus. Wherever you have the placement in your chart, this reading will be for you. This is Julia right here. She is my little companion for these readings. I've already pulled 2 oracle cards for you. I'm a little quiet. I feel like there is a sense of like this. I feel like you have to be quietly going about what you're doing. Not because it's wrong or anything, it's just there's like a sense of like, if they know what I'm doing, are they gonna twist it? Like, there's some feeling of repercussion of it. And I think this works very well with the 2 oracle cards that came out from the Shaman's Oracle, which is rising above the fray, and then it also came out with Root Girl, which is the disowned self. And when we look at these 2 things, I mean, rising above the fray, which is Eyes of the Eagle here, I'm sorry, and you've got a broad perspective. And there is kind of like this broad overlying, if you think of the eagle's view, it's sort of, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like, it almost feels like you'd be spied on, and there's something overlooking you, over the word overpowering you, over trying to overpower you or overpower your powers. And it's wanting you, this energy, to zone your gifts, your truth, what you see and know as reality, because in essence you are this. There's 2 in here where you are basically the eagle flying above everything, and you know what's going on. But at the same time, that's your higher self, that's your conscience, that's your subconscious too. But your conscious mind and your moral grounds and your moral standings has that above ground into the skies looking about perspective of things. But then you're also like the mouse scurrying around, trying not to get caught by the predator, which does not have, I mean, it probably knows some of the stuff you know, but it's not wanting people like you to carry out these things that are for the highest good of all. Now, I'm not talking about sneaking around doing things that are harmful to anyone at all, or in any way, shape, or form harmful. These are things that are for the highest good of all. These are the hard work that needs to be done, the little details that need to be taken care of so that things don't fall apart. And it's almost like, you're at work and there's security cameras watching you to see what you're doing. I don't know why I'm saying that. And it's like, you're just doing your job. You're literally just doing your job. And everyone's in fear of the scrutiny. And this can be in any way. I mean, in a relationship, in a broader sense at work, or within the wider community or locality that you're in. Energy works collectively and it works personally, and how that affects, what's going on in a large scale among people. Also, that energy is influencing the little details of your life. So this can be in a wide range. We're going to get into the tarot, get a little bit further clarity into this. And Julia, I'm going to eventually find a better arrangement for doing these readings, because this is usually just my cozy spot that I would sit at, and Julia would have fun having these readings and being a part of them. But it does not work out for recording them here for you all. So let's get, I don't think we're going into the fairies for you. I had a Tarot of the She, which is Tarot of the Fairies, and the Fairies Oracle here. We're not gonna get into those. All right, I feel like there's 2 tarot decks. Yeah, I'm being definitely told. I was gonna pull out the Golden Tarot here, but I'm being called for the Pride Tarot, the Love is Love. Okay, because I feel like this is gonna have more of an image. So, What kind of questions do we want? I don't work with spreads really too much. We kind of just go with what the energy's got to say for us. Let's find out more about I'm being drawn to the Root Girl card, the disowned self. Don't worry about any genders that are mentioned. It's just a labeling system that doesn't have any bearing. Let's see. We're looking at Root Girl. So what can we find out more about Root Girl? And the first card that I have is the Queen of Wands. And I have the Ten of Cups underneath that. And this is, you know, here we have all the joy and the happiness. And I feel like you're trying to keep the joy, that celebration, that community spirit, that the achievements. But here's the Queen of Wands, and it's just, but you have to do it in this kind of like really hard gray zone. Let me see what else I can get from this. I want to hold this up. This is an incredible image, and the illustrator is Steve Hutton. The deck has multiple different artists who drew these, and this is for the Queen of Wands. There's a fight in you, but here it is. Everything is all around. It's just in all different places, and I feel like the energy that, you know, is causing this sort of sense of feeling like you have to be a mouse and kind of like scurry about and get things done and be really busy is because it's in so many places. There's just too many people with too many opinions in your life. And it's really hard to keep everyone happy. So the goal is to try and follow your own. The dog keeps interrupting me here. Look at this. There you go. Okay, a little bit of like cute doggy to make you feel a little better. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to have to pause this and let her have some time to have some love, and then we will be right back. Can we start going back to the reading now? Are you okay with the reading? Okay. She only comes up here if her reading is ready, and then she interrupts it. It's as cute as can be. We need some more information. I feel like that's like it for you. Okay, what can help them get through this like feeling like being a mouse phase? All right, Julie, I like to let you see the cards so you can see which ones, you know, see if the same card that catches my eye catches yours, but okay, this one really wants to stand out. These are what can help you while you're in this phase of feeling mousy. Okay, okay, we got 3 cards here, and then I'm being told the bottom of the deck probably isn't helpful. The Knight of Wands, for some of you that may be helpful. Occasionally in my readings, I will hold a card up to you where I have no message for you, and it's up to you to bring your own intuition to the visual of the card or what you know about that card. For some reason, my guides have been asking me to do that a lot, and I think they're trying to help everyone develop more of their own intuition. So as I'm talking, this card is being held up for some of you, not for all of you, but some of you, okay, I'm being told they've gotten the message. Okay, all right. What do we got going on here? We do have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is saying it's not a time to go about this slowly. Yes, these are things you need to get swiftly done. Do things quickly. And I get the sense of like, do them quickly, and sometimes, you know, you can sneak a bit here and get something done while that person's out of the way. And for some of you, you might be working some very strange hours just to fit this in without any friction or interruption and setbacks from other people. The next card that came out is the Hermit, and I think that's just a reinforcement of, you know, some of you might have to bring work home to take care of, you know, when you have some quiet time at night. The Hermit also here is talking about such an incredible, I mean, this is an amazing Hermit card. I'm going to hold that up. I'm going to talk some, but it's not like, I've never seen anything like that. It's beautiful. The illustrator here is Christine Zlich. I'm going to move my finger so you can get the name of the illustrator there. It truly is like, this is something going internal and looking inside yourself, trusting your own inner compass is what I'm understanding to say. And then the last card that came through was the Ace of Wands in reverse. We've had two aces in reverse. Oh wait, no. For some reason I thought of this as an ace for a second. The Knight of Pentacles, don't go slowly. The Ace of Wands, and I feel like this is saying don't let any outbursts of anger. You know, the anger is something that is going to complicate issues. So if you can just, and I don't say anger is a bad thing. Sometimes, you know, it's an important indicator that we need to take some type of action, or a situation is not just and fair. But we do need to, with this coming up in reverse, it would be recommended, I guess, to, you know, when the anger comes up, allow yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of space. Go to the gym, go for a walk, run it off, write it all down in a notebook that you're never going to let anybody see, and leave the anger in a separate space, but don't take the anger in. And then as I said that, I was told to like reverse back to, you know, it's okay to have the saying, a little fire in your belly when you're working. Use it as a fuel. Use the anger as a fuel, not as a form of fighting with people, but as a form of fuel to help keep your engine running. Because we got this. You got to keep up a lot of pace here. We're talking about maybe having to do late night work in order to get things done. And so let the anger be a fuel. I think it's a Public Image Limited or something. Anger is an energy. The song is called Rise, I believe. So yeah, some of you might want to like throw that on in like your earbuds and just sort of let that give you some energy on that. I'm going to go ahead and just pull. Okay, there's something else someone's asking. Somebody wants to know, when will it get easier? Okay, I am not going to necessarily give you a timing card, but since on the question of when it's going to get easier, because someone really needs to know, we are going to reference the Fairy Oracle. I will probably need to pull the book. It's been years since I worked with this deck, so my memory of the various archetypes Now, doesn't mean they're going to give you a straight answer, the fairies. They can give you a lecture or a riddle or something of those lines. This one wants to pop up first. Okay, I can never pronounce the name of this, but we are going to get to this guy because he has a little bit of a message for you. Right, this is a really, oh God, he's so cute. Look at that. He is so cute. All right, I do believe this one, if my memory serves me correctly, this is the energy of like, you know, if you've got little loose ends and messes and you got to clean some things up of your own, okay? That'll make things easier. And he's telling me, no, I got a different message to tell. We'll get to him in just a moment. The feline is at the bottom, and he's the one who looks at you, goes, why aren't you getting things done that you're supposed to get done? He's kind of like that guilt tripper. And I kind of feel like part of it's like, don't guilt trip yourself that you're not doing enough. Do as much as you can, but don't guilt trip yourself that you can't do everything, because no one can get everything done in whatever the situation is. Single-handedly, you can't do it all. But just get your part done to the best as you're able to. Use that anger as a fuel, not as fighting words. Solace, the sun. And I was told solar eclipse. Yeah, I was like very surprised because timing doesn't normally come out. I'm just getting solar eclipse on that. So for whoever was asking when, pay attention to what energetics are leading up to the next solar eclipse. I don't even know when it is. But do pay attention to that and start working with that energy at least 3 months prior. Possibly look into it 6 months in advance if the timing is available. That's some of the numbers that are coming through right now. But yeah, no, preferably 6 months in advance, which we might be past the 6 month point. I don't know when the next solar eclipse is. If you know, put it in the comments so we can all find out. But yeah, start your preps. You don't have to work too hard at it right away, but especially when we get to that 3 month prior to solar eclipse is when you're going to need to, and also when you're going to start seeing some of your work come to fruition is the word that came to mind, but it's not fruition, but you're going to start, okay, my guys are showing you that you're going to start connecting more to people who have been working alone as a little mouse like you. So that will be coming. This is Taurus energy, so this applies to everybody, but it's just going to be determined by which house it's in. And then, of course, it's amplified even more if it's your sun, moon, or rising. But the energy is playing in whatever house you have Taurus in your chart. And most people have everything, even if it's intercepted. But yeah, there's others. You'll start closer to that 3 month. You might in the 6 month period earlier on. So like the 3 months from this, you're basically going to be too busy and have your head down in work to really even notice that there's others just like you and that you can be working with. But that once you get to the 3 months prior to the solar eclipse, then you might start to be able to lift your head up enough to notice that there's a lot of others. And for some of you, it's just hard to really relate and know what the others are right now, but you are looking for others that are doing the same thing. That's the best I'm going to be able to give you on that. We are going to head over to this. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull out the book. Okay, that's why he was correcting me, because I was getting the message a little wrong for you. This adorable guy. I'm going to just read some of the highlights, and we're going to end with this card. Being real, earthing, grounding, centering. Just as life is becoming surprising, exciting, and very interesting. Faf, the footer fungus fairy, comes along to check our feet. Because when, it just talks about, he's just checking your feet. Like, for some of you, you need to some of you are on your feet too much, is what it's being told. This is where, if things are really bad, he sends mice to eat our dancing shoes, so we will be forced to dance barefoot in the dewy meadow under the moons. And that's if he finds toe fungus or something like that. This is a slightly disgusting card. You guys are gonna click off now. I know. Bear with. But anyway, so just to clarify that, he comes when life is surprising and interesting and all of that stuff, he comes along to check our feet. He picks up one foot in his remarkably strong hands and looks it over for fluff between the toes, smelly fungus, and dirty, untrimmed toenails. If he finds any of these signs of disrespect for our feet and for Earth Mama walking on her with grubby feet, yuck, okay, he marks them by making holes in our socks. If things are really bad, he sends mice to eat our dancing shoes, so we will be forced to dance barefoot in the dewy meadow under the moon. If that happens, if it happens that we have snow instead of dew, that's just our tough luck. Yeah, he can leave one foot up in the air while he goes to check the other one. These are just kind of metaphorically go with it here. Bear with me. So it says this is this is not a good position for a human to be in. This is a test. Repeat, this is a test. You have been warned. The test is to get both feet back on terra firma. Do not try to do anything important or make any significant decisions until you have come back to Earth. Anything you attempt to do while standing with your feet in the air is apt to not work if you are lucky. If you're unlucky, it will work, but not in the way you hoped or intended. This is taking a totally different turn. So some of you, it just a lot of the grounding, and I think this one's telling you, I don't think the message is, maybe a few of you got your feet up in the air and things might go a little wonky, but I feel like he's here to tell you that he knows you have your feet on the ground. He's examined your feet, metaphorically here. The way that you are walking on Mother Earth. He knows that you're like the mouse in the field, doing all this work, this necessary work for Mother Earth, or in whatever respect the work is being done. So the card, I'm not even going to look at any more of the book because I can tell what he's saying right now. And he is, and I'm going to hold this up. I want you to see his face. He's just trying so hard to tell you, I've already come to visit you, and you passed the test. Keep working, and you're not alone. So that's it. I'm going to leave you with that. You passed the test, but there's still a lot of work to do. Take care, be good to each other, be kind to yourselves, and be kind to the world.